Let's start with the video essay. Hi, my name is Ganesh and I work as a research assistant at UBC's Innovation in Dementia and Aging Lab. Part of my work is to teach and experience older adults about technology such as virtual reality. This particular experience is about an event where I was teaching older adults at a Latino community event about VR technology and how to play a VR video game that me and my team had designed. It was a Latino based memory game. The teaching did not start from the event, but from designing the game itself, similar to designing assignment and learning materials. I choose VR as it is part of holistic pedagogy as it engages the mind and body with virtual, visual immersion to teach about VR itself. I reflect upon universal design for learning principles. In the podcast by Amanda Jungle about inclusive practices, she highlighted the accessibility and culture as important part for diverse group of learners. The game was simple to play with and had cultural theme of Latino population to make it accessible. I also kept my instructions extremely simple for ease of understanding. I started off by showcasing them what a VR headset is and then played the game myself and showcased it on laptop screen to make them comfortable before they tried the game. This is similar to Shift's 2007 Buddhist learning Wun, Zu, and Su, the cycle of studying, reflecting, and practicing from Buddhism. This is also a similar idea and theme and Antonio's indigenous article, which has emphasis on experiential learning, which VR is also a part of. It means a preference for learning through observation, action, reflection, and further action, and for both the learner and the teacher, in my case. In the same indigenous pedagogies article, we have the intergenerational aspect where elders had clear roles to play in passing on wisdom and knowledge to youth. In this teaching experience, I, a younger learner, taught the knowledge of VR to the older learners but about wisdom and simplicity. Learn about wisdom about simplicity and patience. When trying on the game, I saw the female older adult unable to hold the controller properly, but she did not say anything verbally to me. I sat in a similar position as her and trembled my own hands as if they were hers on the controllers to feel what they are feeling in their body as an older adult with shaky hands. It was embodied knowing through body about the learner's experience. It reminds me of the quote from Lawrence 2012 Intuitive knowing and embodied consciousness. Embodied pedagogy starts with becoming aware of the nonverbal cues that students are communicating. I changed the game control quickly with a different button to make it easier for her to play the game. She then finally played the video game and scored points. Talking about positionality and power. I was a younger English speaking teacher to older adult Spanish speaking learner. Though the older adult found me more technologically knowledgeable, I learned not to infantilize them, but rather give them a sense of control and take genuine feedback and teach them with compassion and respect. I used a Spanish speaking colleague to translate my instruction as well. Reflecting on the course theme of assessment and evaluation, the VR game produced a numeric score. The score was a placeholder for me as a teacher to see if they are able to play the video game properly by clicking. It was not for a grade or a prize. The male older adult Mario expressed dizziness while playing and complained about the game. Rather than being dismissive, I patiently listened to his feedback and quickly changed the game to slower speed and working through reflection, feedback, and action. One of the strengths I learned and showcased in this teaching experience was patience and quick action. One of my weaknesses was panic, as it was a fast-paced environment with many older adults waiting to try on the VR game. One interesting finding I had was there was no real application for learning how to play VR for most of the older adults. When asked, would you play VR games later? One of them said no with a smile. For them, learning was not about applying it to their life. They just liked spending time with community, and learning was one of the ways. For Mario, he is a researcher and has experience with VR. but does not play video games. His motivation to learn was to know whether other adults might like playing VR video games. I deeply reflect on John Dirk's 2007 reading Authenticity and Imagination. The quote, "We all seek meaningful work that makes a difference. Many of us believe that teaching represents the potential to realize such desire. For me, the desire to teach something novel to a population like older adults is deeply meaningful. For me, teaching is an act of bonding and connection. My desire to do something novel and yet meaningful gave rise to this teaching experience from my job. The feedback and smiles on the older adult's face gives me immense satisfaction. For me, the desire to teach is also the desire to learn from my students. I have reflected and outlined on various themes in this course and goals through this learning experience. Thank you.